Everyone. So today we will go through that concept of longitude. The longitude of a place refers to one particular point on the earth, while the meridian of longitude refers to the lines passing through the places having same value of longitude. So in the figure, as you can see, okay, longitude and meridian of longitude is shown there. Okay, so the line you can see, the horizontal lines which are drawn over the globe, okay, so these are called longitude. All right, and a particular point, all right, over that line, okay, that is the value of longitude. All right, longitude is the angular distance of a place east or west of the prime meridian, measured in degrees. The prime meridian is the 0-degree meridian of longitude, which passes through Greenwich. Greenwich actually is in London. Okay, there is a laboratory. So it was decided that the longitude passing over that Greenwich will be termed as 0-degree meridian, and we call it prime meridian. Let us understood how longitudes of meridians of longitude are drawn. The prime meridian connects Greenwich, the north and south poles, and it was decided that the meridian passing over that Greenwich will be taken as prime meridian. We will try to understand how longitudes on meridians of longitudes are drawn. We already know about the equatorial plane. In the previous video we have talked about it. Okay, so we can draw a line connecting the center of earth and 0-degree longitude on the prime meridian as it is shown in the figure. Okay, then 0-degree longitude point on the equator with the south pole to mark part of prime meridian in the southern hemisphere. Alright, so this is how it is drawn. Now we will measure an angle of 40 degree on the equatorial plane from the center of the earth. We will join C and A, as you can see in the figure, C and A. Okay, and the angle which is measured is 40 degree, so that is 40 degree east longitude. Okay, now we will join A with the south and north pole to get the meridian of longitude of 40 degree east. Okay, so this is how it is drawn, and then what we do, the term meridian. Okay, now together if two halves we are taking, so we can see that 40 degree east on that given figure. The term meridian is derived from the Latin word meridianum. Okay, so it means midday. All right, so it is a very characteristic feature, interesting feature, that all the places on the same meridian experiences midday at the same time. Okay, as you can see in the figure, the sun's rays fall vertically on all the points of a given meridian. All the places on a particular meridian of longitude record the same time. Alright, a total of 360 meridians of longitude on the surface of the earth are drawn. You know that the earth rotates on its axis and it completes 360 degrees, so we have taken 360 meridians. Alright, and along with 0-degree longitude. Alright, so 0-degree longitude are called eastern meridians, okay, which is towards the east, and those towards the west are called western meridians. Okay, so the meridians which we have drawn toward the east of 0-degree is called eastern meridians, and the meridians which are drawn towards the west of 0-degree is called western meridians. The length of all the meridian is equal, so they are equal in length because it is drawn from north pole to south pole. Okay, and the distance between two meridian of longitude having difference of 1 degree on equator is around 111 kilometer, but as we move towards the pole, the distance decreases, and on the two poles, north pole and south pole, the distance is 0. Alright, now let us talk about some of the characteristics of meridians. All meridians are semicircles or arcs of circles. All meridians converge at the poles that we have discussed. The length of all the meridians is equal. It is equal to half of the length of the equator. Okay, Meridians represent the north-south direction on the map. Alright, so top part is north and the lowermost part is south. Okay. Meridians intersect the parallels of latitude at right angle. Okay, so when it falls over the latitude, it makes an angle of 90 degree. Two opposite meridians form a great circle, like 0 degree along with 180. Alright, then 179 degree east along with 1 degree west. So it makes a great circle. Okay, 0 degree meridian which passes through Greenwich Observatory is termed as prime meridian, and 180 degree meridian of longitude is termed as the international date line, 180 degree. Alright, so we will talk about another feature. Earth rotates on its own axis from west to east, hence the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. One complete rotation of the earth is termed as one day. One day has 24 hours. Earth has 360 meridians, and hence if we correlate these two variables, we get the following important values. So here we have calculated, alright, that the time taken by the earth to complete one complete rotation, it is 24 hours. So 24 hours means 24 into 60 minutes, that is total 1440 minutes. So one rotation equal to 360 meridians, so 1440 minutes. So 1 degree equal to 1440 divided by 360, so it comes 4 minutes. What is the meaning of it? It means that the sun takes 4 minutes to move from one meridian to another. Okay. So here one calculation is shown. You can see the longitude of a place is given there, 120 degree east, and the time at place A is 6 p.m. on 22nd August according to local time. So what will be the time at place B situated at 60 degree east? Okay, so here you can see time at A on 22nd August 6 p.m. Longitude at A is 120 degree east and longitude at B is 60 degree east. Okay, so both are in east. Alright, so the difference of longitude is 120 minus 60 equal to 60 degree, and time difference, as you can understand, that 1 degree is equal to 4 minutes, so 60 degree will be equal to 60 into 4 minutes, 240 minutes. So 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, so 240 minutes will be 240 upon 60, that is 4 hours. So there will be a difference of 4 hours. Okay, as the place B is situated to the west of A, the time difference is subtracted from the time at A. Alright, so after calculating, we have got 2 p.m. Alright, so this is how we have to solve, okay, if such questions are there. Now let us talk about local time and standard time. The local time of any place is fixed in relation to the position of the sun in the sky at the place, that is when the sun is in front of any particular meridian. The time is 12 noon. Local time is same for all points situated on the particular meridian. Alright, so as I have told you that on the given meridian, all the points, all the places which are on the same meridian experiences the same time. Alright, so that is called local time. Solar day. A period of day and night is associated with local time. If the local time is 4 p.m. on 40 degrees longitude, all the places A, B, C, D will record the same local time of 4 p.m. Alright, so here you can see in the figure A, B, C, D, E all are on the same meridian. You can see they are on the same vertical line. Okay, so all these places will experience the same local time. For calculating the time for the places to the east of the initial longitude, local time is added. For the places to the west, the time is subtracted as shown in the diagram. Okay, so if you are moving, alright, if a longitude is given and if you are moving, towards the, that if another longitude is there and if it is towards the west, okay, so if you are moving towards the east, the time is subtracted, and if you are moving towards the west, if you are moving towards the east, alright, the time is subtracted, and if you are moving towards the west, the time is added. So that has to be followed. Standard time. So you know that the countries are very big in size and over it so many longitude passes. Alright, so all the longitude, as you have read, that it experiences different time, there is a difference of time. Alright, so what has to be done? So all countries where whether small or big, have east-west extent. Hence, local time at the eastern border of the country will be different from the local time of the western border. So there will be a lot of confusion because of it. So there is a concept of standard time. Alright, so the standard time is the local time of a meridian passing through the central part of a country. Alright, the meridian which is passing from the central, that means the meridian is dividing that country vertically into two halves. So that is taken as the central meridian. Alright, so it must be closest to the average of the easternmost and the westernmost longitude of the country. I will give an example like the easternmost part of our country. Alright, that is Arunachal Pradesh, and westernmost part, that is Gujarat. So there is a difference of 2 hours. Alright, the local time difference is 2 hours. Let it be that if there is 8 am, the time is 8 am in Arunachal Pradesh, time will be 6 am in Gujarat. So there is a difference of 2 hours. Okay, so we have taken, alright, meridian, okay, which is passing through the center of our country. The meridian which is passing over Allahabad, we have taken it as central meridian, that is 82.5 degree east. Okay, so we have taken it as central meridian, and that the time which is there over that central meridian is taken as the standard time for the entire country. Alright, the meridian chosen as the standard meridian must be in the multiples of 7.5 degree, that is compulsory, that is 30 minutes time difference must be there. One example is given here, like the longitude of the Indian Standard Time. India lies roughly between 68 degree east and 97 degree east longitude. So the average of these longitudes, 68 plus 97 by 2 is 82.5 degrees. So that is 82.5 degree east is the standard time. Okay, and therefore India consider local time at 82.5 degree east longitude, that is the standard time. And what is the difference? Time difference between the IST, that is Indian Standard Time, and GMT. The difference is of 5 hours and 30 minutes. Indian Standard Time, as we have discussed, the standard time is the local time of the meridian 82.5 degrees east. Alright, that is the middle meridian or central meridian, which is near Allahabad. 82.5 degree east meridian is also termed as the standard meridian or the central meridian of India. Okay. Now Greenwich Mean Time. It is the local time at the prime meridian, that is 0 degree longitude, which passes through Greenwich Observatory in United Kingdom, that is England, and GMT is adopted by all countries for international flights to avoid confusion in timing. Okay, so that is GMT. Now time zones. The concept of standard time is based on the fact that one central meridian cannot be used particularly for a big country. Okay, like I will give an example. Russia is there, America is there, Canada is there. So the east-west extension of these countries is very high. That is why one single central meridian, alright, or standard time will not work. Okay, so they take more than one standard time. Alright, so time zone is used in these countries. Each time zone covers the area between two longitudes having a difference of 15 degree, which is equivalent to the time difference of 1 hour. So America, it is having five time zones. Canada has 6 time zones. Alright, and the entire world has been divided into 24 time zones. Okay, according to that international agreement. Okay, now international date line. So the 180 degree meridian, okay, 180 degree meridian is designated as the international date line. We have taken it as international meridian. Okay, so it was decided by the International Meridian Conference. It was held in Washington DC in America in the year 1884. Alright, so according to that, you can see here 1 degree equal to 4 minutes, so 180 degree equal to 180 degree into 4 minutes. So that is around 12 hours. Okay, so there will be a difference of 12 hours. Similarly, if we travel westward, okay, from the prime meridian, we are going backwards in time by 4 minutes for every 1 degree of longitude till we reach the 180 degree longitude. Therefore, a difference of 12 hours will be there if we are moving eastward or westward. Okay, so together if we calculate, there will be difference of 24 hours, whether we are going towards east and whether we are going towards west. Alright, so with the example you can understand. Here it is given a ship sailing eastward. Alright, D, B, C. It reaches B on Wednesday 10 December, but having passed B 180 degree, it is Tuesday 9 December. Okay, so one day is added. Alright, if it is moving eastward. Okay, and if the same ship is moving westward and you know that it is crossing 180 degree, so one day will be subtracted. Okay, so this is how it is done. In the figure you can see that this 180 degree, that is longitude, it is zigzag. Okay, zigzag. As I have told you that if somebody crosses that international date line, the date changes. Alright, the date changes. If they are crossing it from west and entering into east, one day has to be added, and if they are crossing from east, if they are moving towards west, one day has to be subtracted. That is why this line is zigzag. Alright, it is zigzag so that it should not cross over any land mass. You can see it is only over the water bodies, and wherever land mass is there, it has been avoided so that there will be no confusion. Otherwise, if it is passing over a country, so half of that country will have 8th of August and half will be having 9th of August. There will be a difference of one day. That is why it should be on either side of that international date line. Okay, so one date has to be followed. Alright. Now the eastern and the western hemispheres. The prime meridian 0 degree longitude and the international date line 180 degree longitude are used to divide the world into two hemispheres. Okay, so 0 to 180 degree eastward is called eastern hemisphere, and 0 to 180 degree west towards west is called western hemisphere. The eastern hemisphere, the half part of the earth from the prime meridian 0 degree longitude to the ideal 180 degree longitude to the east of prime meridian, that is eastern hemisphere. Like Asia, Australia, major parts of Europe and Africa, they are all in eastern hemisphere. India is also in eastern hemisphere. Okay, and the other half of the earth from the prime meridian 0 degree longitude to the ideal, that is 180 degree longitude to the west of prime meridian, is termed as western hemisphere. Okay, you know, all the places are located using latitude and longitude. In the atlas you may have seen there is a crisscross. Alright, you can see it in the figure also. The vertical lines are longitude and the horizontal lines are latitude, and you can see that they crisscross each other. Okay, and they are making a grid. Okay, so according to that only the place is located. Alright, so therefore we must know the technique of finding the required locations with the help of the index given in the atlas and the relevant latitude and longitudes. The index is provided at the end of the atlas. Entries of the place represented in the map are normally given in the following manner. Each entry of the index starts with the name of the place, that is, if it is London, then London will be written, followed by the name of the country or the region in which it is located. Alright, so you can see here London, UK 25. Next, the alphanumeric reference followed by the latitude and longitude. So here you can see first place name, second name of the country, third page number of the atlas, fourth alphanumeric reference, then latitude and then longitude. So this is how a place is located. Alright, how we can find out the location of a given place. So alphanumeric reference, there are many places represented on the map, therefore it can be confusing and time consuming process to find out the required place from the given map. So the alphanumeric reference helps us to locate the places easily with the help of the alphabet and the numbers. Hence, it is termed as alphanumerical reference. Alright. In figure 3.43, okay, this figure, you can see it is written E3. Okay. So E3 square, we can locate the accurate position of London with the help of the latitude and longitude. In this case, the latitude of London is 51.32 north, which means London is in the northern hemisphere as indicated by the alphabet N. The actual angle of latitude is 51 degrees and 32 minutes. Okay, so this is how the location is shown. Alright, now you can see here 66.5 degree north. Okay, so belts are shown there, temperate Okay, northern hemisphere. This is entire northern hemisphere. Okay, so when we locate a place, both things are mentioned, the latitudinal extent as well as the longitudinal extent, so that we can understand whether that given country is in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere, whether it is in the eastern hemisphere or the western hemisphere. Alright. Now the concept of great circle. The great circle is the largest circle on the earth whose plane passes through the center of the earth. Alright, some examples are given here, like the equator is great circle as the equatorial plane passes through the center of the earth. Along with that, any two meridian of longitude opposite to each other, alright, that is antipodal location, together form a great circle, like 0 degree and the ideal, that is 180 degree. So the simple thing is that if you add two longitudes and the answer is 180 degree, then both the longitudes are together can, that make a great circle. Alright, but one of that longitude should be in the eastern hemisphere, other should be in the western hemisphere. Like you can see in the example, 120 degree, see here, 180 to 20 degree west and 60 degree east. The sum total of both these angle is 180 degree. So you can see a single line, so we are calling it a great circle. 90 degree west and 90 degree east, sum is 180 degree. Okay, so it is a great circle. You can see here 30 degree west, 150 degree east, the sum total is 180 degree. So that is a great circle. Okay, so this is how. And great circles, the two end point of great circle are actually the antipodal location. Great circles can be drawn in any direction. The only requirement is that the plane of the circle should pass through the center of the, that has to be only followed. And the shortest possible distance between any two places on the earth is on the great circle that passes through them. For example, places A and B, you can see in the figure. Alright, so we draw that great circle and that will be the shortest distance passing through A and B. Alright, on the flat surface, the shortest distance between any two places on the straight line which passes through them. Okay, so this is very similar to that. Okay, this is how the great circle is calculated or found. That is the use of that great circle also. And all the parallels of latitude except the equator and the two poles are considered as small circles. If we cut the earth along these small circles, the plane will not pass through the center of the earth. Okay, so for great circle, the plane should pass through the center of the earth. Okay, so some small circles are given here: Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle, the parallels of latitude 10 degree north to 20 degree south. Okay, so these are the examples of small circle. Okay, so what is the use of great circle? Airplanes prefer the shortest route while traveling from one city to another in order to save time and fuel and so as to reduce cost. Therefore, the air routes are based on the concept of great circle. So this chapter is over. Alright.